let's just get to the enter heaven. Blech. Viper, my throat hurts. Seriously, doesn't anyone ever clean around here? Why is there so much dust? Should I eat it all? Will that make my throat stop hurting? Oh. Oh, Jackal. Don't only make it worse. Oh, okay. Thanks, boss. Now then. The tip we got said there have been sightings of dangerous people coming and going around here. Viper looks around the area. I see a whole bunch of dust, but no signs that anyone's actually been living here. Yeah. There aren't even any light fixtures. Plotting something shady in the dark, huh? I wonder what it was. Viper, boss. Over here. There's stuff written all over the wall. There's little writing on the wall. Viper turns on her phone flashlight and shines it on the wall Jackal is pointing at. What is this? The wall is covered in words written in red. Traitors, hypocrites, you abandon us. And what's that in the center? Light is our right, heavenly ascension. Ooh, that's a name we haven't heard in a while. You think heavenly ascension is behind this? Hard to say. Thought you'd already taken care of all that. I did. But now it looks like a little investigation is warranted. I'll handle it. By yourself? Yeah. EH stares at the wall, filled top to bottom with writing. Pretty sure this is a message meant for me. Whoa. Ooh. Oh, damn. This shit sounds fucking good. Dude, they do so fucking good with this fucking soundtrack on this game. Bloodstained bullet casing. A bullet fire now soaked in crimson. Whether to leave it as is or to seek out the one it struck in a tone, that burden rests solely on the shooter. Sparkler. It all began with a simple wish to bring a tiny spark of light to a city swallowed by darkness. Before the fire chasing greater lights consumes everything. Why not ignite the little spark within your heart now? Dude, this track sounds so fucking good. Modernia, huh? Where's Velvet? She's a burst too, right? Velvet's actually pretty good apparently for wait, where the fuck is she? Oh, there she is. Apparently Velvet's pretty fucking good against wind weak bosses. Although it's gonna die before anyone can even burst. Precious jellyfish. Alright, let's get into it. God, dude. Ugh. So tactical. God, her voice is so good.
わかった。協力する。
Ah, so is hers. No! Why? Oh, fuck no. Get Crow out of here, dude. Let's see.
行きましょう、指揮官。遊びに来てまで仕事？
Come in. Thanks for making time. I know how busy you are. Fuck. My mouse settings. No, I always forget to fucking change it. Where's Razor? Alice looking fine in that outfit. Oh yeah, the gotcha outfit that we have for Alice. Here, I'll show it off here after this mission. I can't just skip out on this one. Hold on. I'm changing my mouse settings. I always fucking forget to do this. Said it was urgent. What's going on? Holy push-up. Oh, Ingrid? Are they really pushed up, though? You can see the bottom here, right? You can see the bottom, like, right here. Is that really, like, pushed up? It's about a terrorist group from the Outer Rim. Heavenly Ascension. You remember them? Of course, they're behind a lot of terrorist attacks on the Ark. Crow used them to blow a hole in the Dome of Eternity. And you know who founded Heavenly Ascension? I do. Good. I'll make this quick. As you know, EH is the one who founded Heavenly Ascension. Right? Why are you telling me this now? After the attack on the Ark, EH expressed a desire to atone for her sins. She asked to become a Nikke so she could take responsibility for what she'd done. As part of the deal, she was forbidden from leaving the Outer Rim. Really? So that's why we don't get any, like, encounters with her at the outpost. A bomb was placed around her neck and she became the leader of Exotic, agreeing to dismantle Heavenly Ascension herself. Those who left the group under EH's orders were spared their lives, while those who didn't were punished for the terrorist attack, and Heavenly Ascension was thereby declared disbanded. I had no idea all that happened. However, there's an issue. Since then, the remnants of Heavenly Ascension were quiet, or at least we hadn't seen any signs of activity from them. Recently, though, we received intel that they've started moving again. Didn't you just say that the group was dismantled? It was, but then reports started coming in. Light is our right, Heavenly Ascension. That's their most famous slogan, and it's being written all over the Outer Rim. Couldn't it just be some copycat, though? Of course, it's entirely possible. But we also can't rule out the possibility that there are remnants of the group still around. If so, EH's report of dismantling Heavenly Ascension may have been false. A ruse meant to protect what remains of their group. At least, that's one theory. The suspicion got pointed at her. It's not unreasonable for the central government to come to that conclusion. After all they see when they look at EH is the former head of a terrorist organization. That's why they're asking me to look into what's really going on with her. You think she lied? I don't know. I can't say. I don't want to give my opinion first and influence your judgment. Besides, let's just say I'm not fit to judge. What do you mean by that? For now, I want you to see EH in person and determine whether she's involved in this or not. You were one of the victims of the attack, but you also have a long history of treating Nikkes without prejudice. If there's anyone who can remain impartial here, it's you. Alright, I'll meet with her. You really going through with it? Yeah, I was asked to. Were you able to get in touch with her? No, she's not answering any messages or calls. It's not good. Whatever's really going on, this whole situation is suspicious. I'd advise keeping your guard up, Commander. Regardless of whatever EH intended, something is already in motion. You can't do as you've always done and blindly trust someone because they're a Nikke. Oh, don't worry. How can I not? Let me come with you. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. If we move as a group, we'll draw too much attention. We're fairly well known now. Even so, it's better than being defenseless. I just don't want to provoke them. Regardless of who's doing this, the recent actions have been bold. True, but I don't want to escalate this and drag innocent people into it. Still, I don't think going at it alone is strategically a good idea. That's why I've already contacted someone else. Someone else? Wait, you don't mean... That's exactly who I mean. Jackal and Viper? Anyone but Crow. Literally anyone but Crow. I mean, I don't even see how they would let her out of the fucking rehabilitation center. But she's one of the freaking boosted Nikkes for this event, so God, please don't let her show up. Let's just say we visit her in rehabilitation to ask a question or some shit. Like I don't want her out and about. Oh yeah, we gotta look at Alice for Iceman after this cutscene. Okay, thank God it was Jacqueline Viper. Honey, Viper, it's been a while. It's unlike you to be the one to call first. Just haven't been able to reach EH. Oh, I don't mind the reason. I'm just happy you reached out first. Commander, I'm so happy to see you. Yeah, thanks for coming out. Don't mention it. So you're looking for our boss too, huh? Two? So they're looking for her? Yeah, I heard Heavenly Ascension's on the move again. I wanted to ask her about it. Yeah, we've been tracking them ever since we found signs of their activity. You've been tracking them too? Who do you think first found the wall with that slogan written on it? It was us. But a few days ago, after we found a certain wall, she said she'd look into it on her own. We haven't been able to reach her since. She's not responding to you either. Have you tried going out and looking for her? You bet. I ran around everywhere trying to catch her scent. I couldn't smell her anywhere, so we didn't find her. See. Can you show me the wall you found before she disappeared? Of course. It's deep inside the outer rim, though. Are you sure you're up for it? It hasn't been upkept for a long time, to the point that there aren't even any lights. It's dark and dangerous. Shouldn't be a problem with you two around, right? Oh my. Here you were so guarded earlier, honey. And yet now you're putting your trust in me? I don't see any reason for you to betray me. I suppose that's true. Are you gonna double-cross me again? Of course not. I won't do anything like that again. Not now or ever. I'm not gonna betray you, honey. I swear. I'll trust you. Thank you. Viper said thank you, then I'll say it too. Thanks, Commander. Now, as a sign of our trust and commitment, how about a handshake? Handshake? Viper still scares the shit out of me? Really? What for? Is it her voice? Is it the way she talks? Is it her looks? Like, what about her scares you? I'm curious. I can't remember if you've talked about it before or not. If you have, I definitely just forgot. A handshake. Viper extends her a hand. Said you trust me, and yet you're already hesitating. I would never do anything to hurt you, honey. I swore, remember? It's true. Take Viper's hand. Your hands are so warm. Viper, let's go of my hand. Good. I'm all charged up now. Follow me. Alright, hold on. For Iceman. We gotta look at Alice's costume. She does have a really good fucking goth chick costume, I'll say that. Also this, dude, this is a fucking massive fucking, like, plush, dude. Look at this thing. It's so fucking big, it's like a goddamn sofa. Dude, she's so adorable.
一緒に来てくれてありがとうございますうさぎさん
Dude, Alice is so fucking cute. Oh my god. Jesus. Good fucking god.
I
feel like an SMG very much fits EH's style. I don't know why.
これでビーチに遊びに行けるわね
Following Viper and Jackal's lead, I head deeper into the Outer Rim. There really aren't any streetlights around. It's dark, huh? Heavenly Ascension never developed this area. That's why there aren't any lights. Heavenly Ascension developed areas? The entire Outer Rim used to be like this. It was already dark enough without the Dome of Eternity. But with the partition blocking the way, barely any light from the Ark could get in. EH changed that. She said people shouldn't live in a place this dark. And so she dug through piles of scrap to find light bulbs, ran electrical lines through the buildings that were still standing, and installed streetlights all over the place. After that, people started following her, even though she was an outsider. An outsider? EH? You didn't know. What do you think EH stands for? Do you not know her real name? It's not everyone's hero. Elysian Harper. I can't remember if we've heard this in the main story or not, but I don't remember it. Also, like, Elysian Harper. Elysian. One of the 3 major Nikke companies? What? I think I heard it was Elysian Harper. So you know her name, but not that she was an outsider. Since it's Elysian that sent you, I figured they would have told you everything. Sounds like that's not the case. Is there more I should know? It's probably better if you heard everything from EH directly. It's all really personal stuff, so I don't think it'd be right for me to talk about it. She's our boss, you know, and I want to respect that. For now, just know that EH was originally an outsider who came into the Outer Rim on her own. On her own, huh? Alright. You two seem to be on pretty good terms with her. Who, with EH? I mean, it's not like we were strangers before. We already knew she treated her people well, even back when she led Heavenly Ascension. Once she actually became our boss, though, that's when we really understood why people liked her. Yeah, boss treats me well. She does say I can't bite whatever I want, though. There's a lot of things she tells me not to do. I don't like that. I want to chomp stuff, but she says no. That's because you keep eating weird things and getting stomach aches. Oh, really? Then I like Boss. She's nice to me. Didn't really expect that. After what happened with the attack on the Ark, I figured things would be more strained between you. You'd think so, right? I did too. So when EH first became our boss, I just flat out asked her. Then... What a surprise. You're the EH, and now you're here to lead Exotic. Did you volunteer for it? Yeah. Really? But we stabbed you in the back. Are you really okay working with us? Yep. Wow, very impressive. Oh, unless you're here to try and reform us former criminals. Is that it? Of course not. My hands aren't clean either. Still, you're different from us. You had clear convictions. Ideals and intentions don't make a mistake any less wrong. I have no intention of lecturing you two, as though I'm somehow innocent. I joined Exotic because this squad is the only one operating in the Outer Rim, and I figured I can protect this place. I have no resentment towards you, and no desire for revenge. We can't change what happened, and now we're all paying our own price. That's all there is to it. I had no idea you're the type who makes life harder than it needs to be. Not that I mind. Honey's a straight arrow too. You remind me of him in that way. Okay then. I look forward to working with you, boss. Me too, boss. Likewise. EH's gun is sweating. Wait, was it? I'll need to look at it. And that was that. You get it now? She's got a good heart. Despite everything we did to her. That's why I don't think she's trying to rebuild Heavenly Ascension. I realize you might not believe all that because it's coming from me. But I do hope you'll hear her out, at least once. Don't worry, that's why I'm here. That's the kind, honey, I know. Let's get going. We're almost there. Was there sweat coming down from the gun? What the hell? I like her new look, man. I think it looks very good. Also, yes, very, very tactical. Very tactical. God, the outfit for Jackal is so fucking cute. And her little plushie there. Follow Viper and Jackal into a rundown house. As we enter, our footsteps stir up a cloud of dust. Ugh. I'll never get used to this dust. I hate this place. It makes my nose and throat hurt. And do you want to wait near the entrance? It shouldn't be as bad there. Okay. This is the last place you saw EH? Yeah, that's right. See that wall? Viper shines her phone light onto one of the walls. Words like traitor and hypocrite are scrawled all over in red. How could you abandon us? Words of resentment. Die, central government lapdog. As well as some curses. There it is. And the familiar refrain, light is our right, Heavenly Ascension. Heavenly Ascension's slogan. So this is what she saw. She said it was a message meant for her. It's probably from someone who resents her for breaking up Heavenly Ascension. If that's the case, it means she's a target. And if she's been unreachable ever since, she might be in danger. Yeah. Given that she was strong enough to hunt down Nikke's even when she was human, I have a hard time imagining something happening to her. But when people harbor a grudge, you never know what'll happen. It's possible she came back here at some point. Let's check the house one more time for any clues. Alright. Jackal, it's time to stop playing out there. We need to see if we can find any signs that the boss was here. Aw man, inside here, my nose is clogged from all the dust. My throat hurts. Then just use your eyes. Oh, right. Okay. I'll help find boss. However, no matter how much we search the house, there's no trace of EH. There's nothing here. Maybe she didn't come back. Viper, my nose really hurts. I can't take it anymore. Yeah, we can stop. This isn't good. You can't just go searching through the entire Outer Rim. For now, let's step outside, honey. Staying in here can't be good for you. Yeah, let's go. Hurry, hurry, let's go. Viper, Commander, hurry. Okay, we're coming. Before following Jackal and Viper out through the entrance, I glanced at the writing on the wall one last time. What's wrong? Something catch your attention? No, just taking one last look. Looking closely at the phrase, light is our right, Heavenly Ascension, I noticed a small groove etched into the word light. What's this? I press my hand against it. Huh? The ground gives way beneath me. What the? Honey. And I drop down. Uh-oh. Whoa. After a fall that lasts longer than I expected, I slam into the floor below. I look around. The room is pitch black. Where am I? You're not Viper or Jackal. Who's there? Something heavy slams into my head. I lose consciousness. I'm guessing it's EH. I hope it's EH. This might be bad.
整備してから行く。戦闘が長引きそう。しっかり身を隠していて。
これでビーチに遊びに行けるわね。
So much blood. You hear someone's voice. Come on, wake up. Oh, it is EH. EH. You recognize me? Yeah, Clutch my throbbing head and sit up. Try not to move. Looks like you hurt your head. Right, before I passed out, I got hit in the head with something. We did? By who? Oh, fuck, so it wasn't EH that knocked us out. I think I saw the silhouette of a man, but I couldn't make out anything. I see. Don't worry, I'm not that badly hurt. You shouldn't push yourself. You lost a lot of blood. The wound looks pretty bad. I'm really... Chew! A strange chill runs through me. Aside from the cold, I really think I'm okay. Mind if I take a look at the wound? You're wearing gloves, right? Yeah. Okay, then go ahead. Just be careful not to touch the blood. Alright. H comes closer and carefully examines my head. It's completely healed. Yeah, we're kind of a superhuman. Although, yeah, I don't think she knows that. Judging from all the blood, I'm sure it was a serious injury, and yet... What's wrong? Nothing. She starts to check the rest of my body, starting with my back and arms. Thankfully, it doesn't look like you sustained any other injuries. Still, just because the outside's healed doesn't mean you don't have any internal injuries. Head injury shouldn't be taken lightly. Let's rest here for a while before we get moving. Yeah, sure. She might be right about me not being fully healed. I'm starting to feel colder. Urgh. What are you doing here anyway? Looking for you. Me. Yeah, Ingrid told me Heavenly Ascension is back. Oh, that. Came to confirm whether you're connected to it. Whether I'm connected? Came to check whether I'm behind all this. Seems the central government suspects you. They think you never really disbanded Heavenly Ascension and that you falsified your report. Let's see. Makes sense for them to distrust me. To them, I'm sure I'm just a criminal who switched sides to survive. Now they want Ingrid to look into it. Yeah. And she asked you to investigate. And to determine for yourself whether I'm behind this. Yeah, she said she wasn't fit to judge. Not fit, huh? Yeah, I could see her saying that. Sorry. You got dragged into this because of me. The fact is, I am connected to this. The one writing all these things everywhere, as if Heavenly Ascension is rising again, is sending me a message. He resents me for what I did, and considers me a traitor. The fact is, I did put an end to Heavenly Ascension, so it's not like I don't understand where he's coming from. So you figured out who it is? Yeah, I did. We agreed to meet, but when I arrived, I was knocked out with sleeping gas. And that's how you ended up here. He's most likely the one who knocked you out as well. I doubt he expected you to be looking for me. So he must have panicked when he saw you. He did seem confused, muttering something about me not being Viper or Jackal. Figured. After hitting you, he must have realized you're connected to the central government. He probably put you in here with me, figuring that if we died together, suspicion would naturally fall on me. Whatever the reason, I'm really sorry for you getting caught up in all this. Well, I have a better idea of what's going on. You're tangled up in something messy as well. Still, my telling you all this doesn't prove whether I really put an end to Heavenly Ascension or not. Ask me anything, I'll answer. In that case, why did you form Heavenly Ascension? Oh wait, hold on. Oh, there is. Yeah, her gun's wet. Yeah, there's water running down her gun. Interesting. I never noticed that. That's a good find. Why would you want to know that? Now you've been fighting for the rights of the Outer Rim. What I don't get is why your resistance took on the form of terrorism, or what led to your subsequent change of heart. So I want to know more about how it all started. I think it'll help me judge better. Judge what? Me? Yeah. Alright. You've been dragged into this mess. The least you deserve is to hear the full story. It goes back pretty far, though. I'm all ears. I love story time. I love me some story
あれ
time.
全部噛みちぎればいいんでしょ。
よし。
蒼天蒼天。熱い視線を感じます。
戦闘が長引きそう。しっかり身を隠していて。
ダーリン、終わったよ。一緒に記念写真撮ろう。
Ay, ay, ay. Do you know what my name used to be? I've been getting that question a lot today. I think I heard it was Elysian Harper. That's right. Elysian Harper. That was my name until I chose to cast it aside. Elysian as in the company? Yes, that Elysian. It was a name that came with a lot of weight. Having that name meant I was the next CEO. In other words, I was the heir to Elysian. Really? So you were aligned to take over after Ingrid. The heir? That would mean that you and Ingrid are half-sisters. What? We share the same mother. I'm the younger one. Holy shit, they're sisters? Her mother was the former CEO of Elysium. I was always under the impression that Ingrid was the first and original CEO of Elysium, but I guess that was not the case. I know there was a CEO before Suyeon, or Suyeon. So I wonder if there was a CEO for Tetris before Mustang. That must be why Ingrid said she wasn't fit to judge your family. Yeah, I guess. Shimaidon? What? Oops. Wait, what is that? Shimaidon. What the fuck does that mean? For fuck's sake, dude. God fucking damn it. Why? Why? That's so random. Why? I thought you had info like, oh, that was the CEO of Tetris before Mustang. I was like, oh, okay, and answer to my question. That literally has nothing to do with this. What the fuck? It's a Japanese word meaning threesome, including 2 women who are sisters. Brother. I mean, I wouldn't fucking say no. Both Ingrid and EH are pretty good looking women, but that was just like came out of fucking nowhere. You just like threw that like out of fucking nowhere, man. Good lord. Wait, what? Yeah, Shimaidon, what retyped out randomly, by the way, is a Japanese word meaning threesome, including 2 women who are sisters. That is a very specific thing to have a word for, by the way. Oh, welcome in, Sue. EH looks like she would beat the shit out of me. I know, isn't it great? I love a woman. I love a woman that would kill me. Ugh. And her voice sounds so fucking good too. Here, after this, I'll go back to the menu to show you her voice. She's got that like deep voice that just makes you melt. We're half sisters. I was ready. Rena's flat, dude. It just came out of nowhere. It just really like caught me off guard. I guess this is not what I was expecting. She could beat the shit out of us all together in a blink. I know, it's great. Honestly, I didn't realize she still thought that way. What kind of company do you think Elysion is? Arms manufacturer strangely obsessed with tactics. A company strangely obsessed with uniforms. Tactics. Tactics. Yeah, Ingrid does like that word. Anyway, you're right. It's an arms manufacturer that focuses on tactical excellence. But that wasn't always the company's top priority. Where you walked in with a bullet in the chamber and finger in the trigger. I know, like, what the fuck, dude? In the past, Elysion pursued only one thing. Power. Power. Yeah, more precisely, the power of humanity. When the Raptors attacked, humans abandoned the surface and fled to the Ark. My mother believed that, in order to avoid extinction, only the strong must survive, so that humanity could grow stronger and evolve. That's what she used to say, at least. It sounds similar to Elysion's current philosophy, but also a bit different. That's right. Ingrid believes humanity must use technology to defeat the Raptors. But she's not so fixated on the sole pursuit of strength. Mother was different. She pursued strength to the point of obsession. That's why she wanted the strongest of her children to be her successor. Ingrid and I were constantly tested and compared. I came out on top, which is how I became the heir. And the reason I was given the name Elysion. If it weren't for a certain incident, I would have inherited Elysion as planned. What incident? Did you know that Elysion built the Outer Rim barrier? What? No, I had no idea. Of course, it was the central government's proposal that initiated this process, but Elysion spearheaded the construction. Mother had long believed that the weak were meant to be cold, and felt that garbage should be kept separate from human habitats. So she naturally welcomed the proposal. She knew people were living there in secret. She used to say they lacked gratitude for being allowed to live in the Ark. Instead, squandering their lives on gambling and pleasure, she called them garbage. At the time, I really thought the people in the Outer Rim were all like that. But then, during the final inspection of the wall, I was sent to the Outer Rim in my mother's place, since I was the heir and all. That's what I learned for myself. The Outer Rim wasn't a mere trash dump. Just like the Ark, there were people living there. Real people, not garbage. Hey. What are you doing? Young boy and girl are startled and step back, dropping a fuse. What's wrong? It sparkles. And it's pretty. You're going to light a dynamite fuse because it's pretty? Want to make light. Everyone says there's no light here. Yeah. We played around a fire on that mountain. The light was really pretty. We just wanted to see it one more time. Is that not allowed? What are kids like you doing here in the first place? Where are your parents? How did you even... What do you mean? This is our home. This is your home. Mom's here too. She's inside over there. I think. The children timidly glance at the fuse. Are we really not allowed to light a fire here? I'd really like to see more pretty lights. No, it's not allowed. You could get hurt if you're not careful. We could. Lucian Harper carefully looks at the mountain of trash. Use this instead. She picks up a sparkler that had fallen to one side of the trash pile, and then lights it. Ooh. Bright light begins to burst from the tip of the sparkler. Wow. These are the only things you should be lighting, okay? Okay. That's when the thought hit me. People live here. I can't just ignore that. Here, I'll show you her voice. It's so good. I love EH's voice so much. EH.
罪は償いたい。誰も許してくれなかったとしても。
Ah, sounds so good.
いろいろありがとう。どんな形でも借りは必ず返す。目的さえ正しければ手段が間違っていても構わないと思ってた。
This right here is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever. I think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake, not sleeping, because I'm thinking about this.
Yes. See, you get it. God, fucking EH is just fine, man. Oh, right, I need to buy more of the things. Shop. Ooh, what's the title look like? Enter Heaven. This great voice. I know, dude. She sounds so fucking good. Proposal for improving the living conditions of Outer Rim residents. Oh, wait, what's her mother's? Elysion Franca? Interesting. Elysion... How would you say that? Franca? Franca? Tosses her tablet down. I sent you on such an important assignment so you could learn about what being my successor entails. But now it looks like you came back more foolish than when you left. In Spanish, we pronounce it Franca. Very cool and relaxing. I was kind of expecting something more rough. It is such a... Oh, it's just such a like... it's such a nice voice, man. God. I love that. Who are the residents of the Outer Rim? There aren't any humans there, last I checked. Mother. That entire place is filled with garbage and nothing else. After being granted the privilege of escaping the surface and seeking refuge underground, they chose to hole themselves up in that dump that makes them garbage. If you really view those things as people, then that tells me all I need to know about how poor your judgment is. There are children who were born there who aren't like that. It may be true that the adults who went there were weak and made foolish decisions, as you say, but those children never had a choice. It doesn't matter. Being born in a dump still makes them garbage. What kind of logic is that? If their lives are meant to be anything more than that, then they'll find a way to survive, to get stronger, and to make it out of there. If they can't, it simply means they were born weak, and they will die weak. That is the law of nature. I've said it many times before. Humanity as a whole must become strong. Only by casting aside the weak and strengthening ourselves can we survive in this world where inhuman monsters run rampant. Have you really not learned that yet? Still, they're just children. If you really can't understand, you aren't qualified to be the heir of Elysion. Even her original look just looks really fucking good. I think I like her. I like her like new look as like a Nikke and everything, but her original look when she was a human was still good. Don't become weak, Harper. The heir of the great Elysion must not be swayed by pity for the weak. Be clear in what you keep and what you cast away. For the sake of a stronger human race, the weak must be discarded. Otherwise, humanity will never grow stronger. It is only through strength that humans can avoid falling behind in this inverted ecosystem and accomplish the great feat of reclaiming the surface. Okay. Also, I really love like the kind of like tactical look, you know, like the gear she has, whatnot, and like the hat really complements that look well. Like, I think her outfit just looks so fucking good. It's very, as Ingrid would say, it's very tactical. It was then that a thought came to my mind. If we only pursue strength and attempt to avoid extinction, and in the process we discard our humanity, can we really still be regarded as human? When that thought hit me, I couldn't take it any longer. For days on end, I kept asking myself, what is true strength? And then finally, I came to a conclusion. If being Elysion's heir meant I wasn't allowed to think like that, then I would give up my position. Harper, Ingrid, are you really leaving? Things just turned out this way. Sorry. Looks like we won't be getting tested together anymore. And Mother's okay with it? No. She was angry. She called me pathetic and wouldn't let me take anything with me, saying maybe I'd get the sense knocked into me and come back. I've got nothing aside from these weapons. Do you really want to save that place that badly? Yeah. I'm gonna turn the Outer Rim into a place where people can live like human beings. And then I'm going to show the entire world. I'll prove that there are real people living there, in a place everyone else calls a dump. And that they can no longer ignore them. And to Mother, I'll prove that the strength that humanity actually needs to pursue doesn't come from some extreme version of survival of the fittest, but that the strong need to help the weak and give them a chance to get stronger so that everyone can grow together. And that it's only by retaining our humanity that we can truly become strong. That's the strength of humanity that I'm after, and what I want to prove to everyone. Things may not go the way you want. I'm not trying to say that everything Mother said was right. But there are definitely those who've given up and only taken from others rather than making an effort themselves. If you start preaching your ideals to such people, they might take advantage of you. There will be those who learn you came from the Ark and that you are Elysion's heir. And out of jealousy, they'll threaten you and try to use violence. You won't be able to rest for even a second. And yet, in spite of all that, you still want to hold on to your ideals. Well, when it comes to violence, unless they're Nikke's armed like soldiers in the surface reclamation wars, they'll surely be weaker than you, so I think I'll be fine. You idiot, you can't let your guard down. No matter how strong you are, you're bound to fall if you get careless. I know. That's a valuable lesson Mother hammered into us as children. Look, I know what you're trying to say. Your Outer Rim will be dangerous. I realize not everyone there will be good like the children I saw. But even so, I refuse to give up. Harper. Unfortunately, that means I won't be able to help you. I know you wanted us to work together on your plan to make humans and Nikke stronger through technology and tactics. Still, I'll be looking forward to watching you from afar as you create Elysion's finest forces. The Absolute Squad, who will bring unmatched tactics to any fight. And the Extrinsic Squad, who will protect others from berserk Nikkes. Elysion Harper extends her hand to Ingrid. Alright. I'm really hoping you prove to Mother that you're right. Let's both succeed at what we're trying to do, wherever we may be. Ingrid firmly grasps EH's hands. Take care of yourself. You too. Man, I had no idea they were fucking connected.
あいつらを片付けたらいい写真が撮れそうだよね。
That's really fucking cool though.
戦
I
闘
actually
が
like
長
it.
引きそうしっかり身を隠していて。クリア。
Also, like after all this time, it's nice to finally get like EH in as a like playable character, like recruitable character. She's been an NPC for a long time. Granted, there is a decent amount of that time where she was actually human and not a Nikke, so it makes sense.
すべて食い止めてみせる。思ってたよりニケの体は頑丈ね。悪くない。
悪くない。
リロードします。
Damn. It's freaking already March, dude. That means we got like probably like a month and a half till like the 3.5 year anniversary. I imagine it's gonna be towards like the middle of April that the half anniversary event will go on. You came straight to the Outer Rim after that? Yeah. I wanted to change the Outer Rim. I figured I had to live here myself. And I'll tell you, I was surprised at what troubled me the most while living here. It wasn't the thugs picking fights because I was an outsider, or living in a house without a ceiling, which I'd never experienced before. Nor was it the thieves that tried to enter in when I closed my eyes. It was the fact that there was no light, just like those children had said. Aside from the faint glow of the Dome of Eternity seeping in from beyond the massive barrier, there is no light in the Outer Rim. So I decided to change that first. When I began, I noticed there was a bunch of wires everywhere that didn't seem to be used for anything. They were capable of drawing power though, so getting electricity wasn't difficult. The challenge was finding someone in the Outer Rim who'd done electrical work before. I managed to finally find someone after a long search, and we began building streetlights together. We gathered bulbs from the landfill that could still be used, and installed them one by one. Wow, it's so bright! What is this? It's so pretty! What's the big deal? Why are you making such a fuss over a few light bulbs? They're too bright, I say. Why are you even trying to lighten up this landfill anyway? Your eyes will get used to the brightness. This may be the Outer Rim, but we're still human beings, and we deserve to live in the light. Don't we? Well, I suppose that's true. I think we need to start trying to live more like people. After all, we're humans, even if we may not live in the Ark. After that, I installed lights along what was considered the main street. Gradually, people began gathering under the light. And then eventually, Boss! 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 At some point, people began calling me boss, and that wasn't all. I want to live somewhere with more light. I want to see a brighter world. I want to feel the world beyond the partition. They started saying these kinds of things to me. I figured that since I was the one who brought these people together, I had to respond to them. So I shouted, "Let us head toward heaven. Let us prove to the world that we are alive, and show them that we are people. One day we shall cross that partition into a world overflowing with light. Let us ascend back into heaven." From that moment on, we took the name Heavenly Ascension. Interesting. So that's the start of the group.
水鉄砲をお見舞いしてあげる。蒼天蒼天。
I wonder if most of this is just going to be like a background story, or if we're actually going to be searching for the guy.
Darling, 終わったよ。一緒に記念写真撮ろう。
I see. But the more I hear, the less I understand. Why did you resort to terrorism? Everything you've said sounds pretty far removed from that sort of violence. You're right. It wasn't how we operated in the beginning. At first, we were almost like a neighborhood watch group, just trying to make the Outer Rim a better place to live. We made people in the Outer Rim get jobs. It could be any kind of work, even the darker kind. No matter what it was, we made a rule that if you worked, you received compensation. Some gangs liked us and others hated. But we approached all the established crime bosses the same, trying to settle matters by whatever means possible, and then formed tacit alliances with them. That's how we came to know Underworld Queen. We made an agreement with them to protect one another, and that became our greatest source of strength at the time. Once word spread that they were backing us, smaller gangs fell in line a bit more, and they started protecting homes for Outer Rim residents in exchange for payment. Slowly but surely, the Outer Rim gradually stabilized, and that's when people started raising their voices. They said the time had finally come for us to speak with the Ark. We may have still been living in a landfill, but at least we were living like humans. They said it was time we showed the Ark that. So, we tried. We secretly crossed the partition, put up posters, and shouted slogans. The Outer Rim isn't a landfill. There are many people who live there. Right now, there are many who are living amidst garbage without ever seeing a single ray of light. Your attention can bring light to the people of the Outer Rim. It can bring a new future to the children growing up there. Bring light to the Outer Rim. Bring light to the outlaws. We focus on raising our voices. But don't trespassers get killed on the spot if you get caught? Not back then. It wasn't as difficult as it is now for outlaws to enter the Ark. Security wasn't as tight. Also, outlaws weren't considered a threat back then. But that also means there was no one willing to listen. Right now, there are many who are living amidst garbage without ever seeing a single ray of light. Your attention can bring light to the people of the Outer Rim. Boss, are you okay? Ugh. I don't know what you're going on about, but shut it! I can't stand the noise. The verbal and physical abuse felt almost preferable to nothing. At least it meant they were listening. The real problem was how the majority of people were so indifferent. Everyone pretended not to hear, just staring at their phones as they walked past. What is she doing in the middle of the street? Excuse me. Oh no, I made eye contact. A woman wearing earphones hurries away. Felt like I was shouting into the void. And it wasn't just me. I'm sure everyone who was there with me felt the same. We decided to change our strategy and sent petitions directly to the central government. After we sent dozens, even hundreds of them, they finally agreed to arrange a meeting. We were hopeful that we were finally getting one step closer to what we wanted, but how come no one's here? It's been 6 hours. Did we get the date wrong? No. This is the right date. Lucy Harper looks at the door of the meeting room, knowing no one is coming. After that happened several times, we got the message. No matter how much we petitioned them, the central government would not meet us. No matter how much we shouted, the Ark would not listen. We grew more and more exhausted until a certain someone proposed something. If they refused to listen to us, why don't we make it so they have no choice but to hear us out? No way. Fucking Crow! Of course, she's the one who fucking started all that shit. She's the one who changed it. Of course it was fucking Crow. We'll put on a grand fireworks show. One they can't possibly ignore. Yeah, it was Crow. Oh my god, dude, Jesus. Nothing that woman does ever is anything good. Jesus Christ.
思ってたよりニケの体は頑丈ね。悪くない。戦闘が長引きそう。しっかり身を隠していて。整備してから行く。もう障害はない。行こう。
Crow was part of Heavenly Ascension too? Yeah. I don't know how she joined or who vouched for her. All I remember is hearing she was born in the Outer Rim. At first, she was quiet, diligent, and devoted. She patrolled the Outer Rim with us, and went to the Ark with us to demand better rights. She went without hesitation to places other members avoided, and withstood all the physical and verbal abuse, and even the indifference. The reason I thought of her as a comrade, despite our philosophical differences, was because I saw how devoted she was then. But at some point, she stopped being quiet and started speaking up, raising her voice, and expanding her influence. While I was away from the Outer Rim to meet with the central government, she built up a small faction inside Heavenly Ascension. That's how much influence she had gotten. You want to resort to terrorism? Are you out of your mind? Whoa, calm down. Why are you getting so worked up? Terrorism's a scary word, don't call it that. Since the Ark is so bright that can't seem to see those of us who are living in the darkness, I'm just saying we should light out some fireworks to help them see better. Oh, don't try to make it sound harmless with words like fireworks. Your plan is practically the definition of terrorism. You want to sneak bombs into key central government facilities and detonate them? A ton of people in the Ark would die. It would be a catastrophe. Why should we care? Let the bigwigs in the Ark deal with all that. You think anyone in the Ark cares about us? About how many die of sickness? Or how many children are going blind because there's no light? Or how many are killed by explosives that got mixed in with the trash? We screamed our lungs out, but they didn't care one bit. It's the same thing. People dying from sickness or accident isn't the same as outright murder. And unlike us, the Ark has a super high performance AI managing everything. Come on, boss. You've lived there before. You don't have to pretend like you haven't. We all know you came from the Ark. You. How dare you accuse Boss of being from the Ark? You have any idea what she's done for the Outer Rim? Oh, of course I do. I'm well aware of how hard our dear boss has worked for the Outer Rim, and how much has changed since she came here. How can I not? You're a good person, boss. Even I know that. I doubt there's a single person in the Outer Rim who hasn't benefited from your efforts. We know how hard you've tried. That's why we've all followed you this whole time, including me. That never happened with anyone else. You threw everything away and came to the Outer Rim with nothing. Then lived alongside us for years, and brought light to this dump that had been covered in darkness. But what resulted from that? No one listens to us. No one remembers us. Why? Because it isn't sensational enough. That's the thing about people in the Ark. Their lives are so peaceful, and they've had so much handed to them since birth. You can ask them as sweetly and kindly as you want, even raise your voice, and they won't so much as spare you a glance. If it isn't sensational, they dismiss it as boring and couldn't care less. So what? What are you trying to say? And how does all this lead to us becoming terrorists? Terrorists? Didn't I say not to use scary words like that? We can still do what you want, boss, and go into the Ark and tell them what we think. All I'm saying is we add a little spice to our words. That we do it the outlaw way. We make it a game to get them more involved. They find the bombs before they go off, the Ark wins. If they don't and the bombs go off first, we win. But seeing how they already have so much, and we have so little, It's only fair that we apply just a tiny handicap to them. We'll know the entire plan, but they won't. Once they get engrossed in this little game of ours, they'll finally start listening to what we have to say. I guarantee it. So, Crow takes one more step toward Lucian Harper. Just this once, I'd like us to do things my way. What do you say, boss? The looks in her eyes told me that she'd go through with it, even if it meant having to go through me. She spoke in a way to rile others up, highlighting how we were together in this, and sugarcoating her words to downplay the crime and make it feel justified. Crow was an agitator, and a charismatic one at that. The others were starting to agree with more and more of what she said. And that's when I realized something. Boss, what we need isn't to throw a tantrum like timid children. We need a revolution. One with fire and blood, because the truth is, those things can't be avoided if we're going to get what we want. But that'll never happen if we do things your way, will it? That's why I'm going to do it instead. I realized I had to put a stop to it. No, I can't allow that. What you said is right. My way is peaceful and uneventful. It's never going to stir up the people of the Ark. I understand wanting to give them a shock. People might actually remember our name if we do. But killing people is a completely different story. All we'd be doing is giving them the go-ahead to shoot every one of us. And not just us, but everyone in the Outer Rim. Like you said, we have nothing compared to them. That goes for firepower too. True. If they get serious and come here for blood, we'd be lucky to escape, never mind defend ourselves. It wouldn't even be a fight. Of course, we've all snuck into the Ark before, so we might be able to flee there. But what about everyone else in the Outer Rim? The children, the sick, the elderly. Who's going to protect them? And it's not just the central government. The reason we were able to make a pact with Underworld Queen wasn't because we were so determined that we'd shed blood for our cause, but rather because we were protesting peacefully for our rights. If we do things your way, that pact would collapse. All the order we've spent years establishing would collapse. Order, huh? That's why I'll never approve of your plan. It's not just for our sake, but for everyone's. For everyone's sake. You say you're afraid the central government will set their sights on all outlaws, but that's easy enough to solve. We just changed what we've been shouting this whole time. What do you mean? We stopped saying, bring light to the Outer Rim, bring light to the outlaws. Instead, we make sure they know it's us. Light is our right, heavenly ascension. We change our slogan. Then the government won't target everyone in the Outer Rim, but only heavenly ascension, right? That's... No? Well, you're the boss. I get what you're worried about. Crow picks up the paper with her plan on it. Pretend I didn't say anything. Thanks for understanding. Like I said, you're the boss. Crow turns to leave and stops. But there is one thing you should know. Not everyone's like you. They don't all worry about the other people in the Outer Rim. And they're not all that patient either. Crow leaves the room. She seems dangerous. Shouldn't we keep an eye on her? Lucian Harper looks around the room. A few people glance toward the door, like they want to follow Crow out. Yes, please do. I had a gut feeling, though, that her plan couldn't be stopped. From that day on, Heavenly Ascension split into two factions. The moderates, who wanted to raise their voices without straying too far from the old way, and the hardliners who said the old way would never work and that extreme measures were required. Naturally, Crow led the hardliners. At the time, both sides thankfully understood one another, even if they disagreed on which method to use. We at least knew why everyone chose the way they did, and the hardliners didn't cross a line. But, as I feared, the hardliners kept getting more and more extreme. It didn't matter how much I tried to restrain them or persuade them otherwise. And before long, that ominous feeling I had was made reality. The terrorist attack she had brought me that day was carried out in secret. He only changed the location. We've just received news of a terrible tragedy. A large-scale terroristic bombing has occurred on the AFX train operated by Elysium. The incident took place as the train was entering the station platform. The explosion, which came from within the passenger cars, not only destroyed the train, but also caused the station structure to collapse, resulting in a terrible tragedy. The central government has deployed numerous Nikkes to the site to conduct rescue operations, but due to the extent of the collapse, the number of casualties continues to rise. Meanwhile, according to the testimony of one survivor, a passenger on the train stood up, pulled out a detonator, and shouted the following just before activating it. The AFX incident. Yeah. The worst terrorist attack in the Ark's history was set in motion by Crow. Light is our right, heavenly ascension. Using her slogan. God. Fucking Crow. Jesus Christ. God. Nothing good ever comes from Crow, man. Ay, ay, ay. We're nearing the end of the event. It seems like there's so much stuff to freaking do. Just as Crow predicted, after the AFX incident, the name Heavenly Ascension spread across the entire arc. And she didn't know she was hardcore like that. Crow? Oh, she's a terrible character. She is like EH said, she is very charismatic and uses it to her advantage. She's charismatic, she's manipulative, and she is rotten to the core. Like, I guarantee you, like, with the way Crow feels, because we've already had encounters and dealings with her in the campaign. I bet you she's saying all of that, you know, like, as if it's for the good of the Outer Rim, but Crow's nature, she doesn't care. She's just stirring up the pot. Crow is a terrible, terrible person. The things we'd shouted and which no one ever listened to finally spread everywhere. Ark citizens began to recognize that people live in the Outer Rim. As soon as public opinion started to deem the central government's initial response as inadequate, the government got in touch with us, saying they wanted to enter into negotiations. What kind of negotiations? They said they would listen to everything we had to say. Of course, given how much death and destruction the attack had caused, we were on high alert. But the government assured us they were aware that only a small number of us were behind it, and that we could bring as many armed guards as we wanted if we were uneasy. Even still, I hesitated. One who ultimately convinced me was my mother. I'll hear you out. Come if you want to clean up this mess. That was the message I got from her. So, we decided to arm ourselves and head over. We figured that the attack had already happened, and sitting around wasn't going to change anything. How do you think it went? Not very well would be my guess. Why do you think that? If it had gone well, there wouldn't have been any other attacks. Bingo. It didn't end well. Just as we suspected, the meeting was a trap. Trap laid by my mother. Damn. When we made it to the conference room, there wasn't people in there who were waiting there for us. It was mass-produced Nikkes, armed with Elysian's latest weapons. You're kidding. The moment the meeting room door opened, they started firing before we even had a chance to react. In that storm of bullets, I watched as my comrades threw themselves in front of me. Stop, let me go. I should be in there. I should be dying with them. Get it together, boss. You have to live. That's the only way their deaths will mean anything. One of them hoisted me onto his back and jumped out the window. That's how I survived. Everyone who went to that meeting that day died. Everyone except me and the man who jumped out the window with me. It's terrible. After that, nothing could stem the tide. Not only did the majority of moderates defect to the hardliners, but remaining a moderate became grounds for being labeled a traitor. The resentment of being treated like garbage for so long. The betrayal from being deceived into approaching the negotiation table. The desire for revenge on behalf of all the comrades we'd lost. You take all those negative emotions and combine them with the precedent that Crow had set, and people began committing terrorist attacks all across the Ark. After that, there's nothing I could do. No, it all started with me. I'm the one who pulled the trigger when I said we'd lead the outer rim toward the light. But once that bullet was fired, it flew out of my control. Regardless of what I'd wanted, I was suddenly the leader of a terrorist organization. A leader who survived by hiding behind the bodies of her comrades. Did your mother ever contact you again? No. She assumed full responsibility for failing to kill me, the head of a heavenly ascension, and stepped down as Elysion's CEO. That's why Ingrid had the CEO mantle thrust upon her so abruptly. As for me, I cast off the name of Elysian Harper, and from that day forward, I lived only as EH. Having become a powerless leader, incapable of doing anything, I wasn't even able to make decisions after that. All I could do was try to persuade them to carry out attacks that didn't kill anyone. Damn. That's pretty much how things were. Until the attack on the Ark that blew a hole in the Dome of Eternity. Ah, yes, that fateful day. Well, I guess now we're all caught up on her backstory. Damn, man. As if I needed any more reasons to hate Crow. Shift up is like, here, hold my beer. Take this. We heard you hate Crow. Let's amplify that hatred. Oh my god, dude. Jesus Christ. That's everything I can tell you. Does this answer your question? Yeah, I think that's enough. I appreciate your honesty. No need to thank me. This is the first time I've been able to talk so freely to someone. I really appreciate you listening. Whatever decision you make, I'll accept it. We've been in here a while. I'll try and find us a way out. EH stands. You wait here for a sec. EH. Yeah? You ever regret it? Regret what? Leaving Elysion and going to the Outer Rim? The fuck? I turned toward the sound. It came from over there, right? The sound came from beyond a wall piled high with metal crates. Yeah. Stay here. I'll go check. I should come with. Honey, you hear me? Viper? Hey! Boss, Commander. Sounds like Jackal and Viper. Viper, Jackal, over here. Sounds like them. Boss, Commander. We're here. Get back. What are you? Uh-oh. EH grabs me by the collar and quickly pulls me away from the wall. The sound. Get down. I quickly cover my head and duck. Whew. Well, it's always interesting being with them, I'll say that. A bomb. There you are. Is everyone okay? You're later than I expected. When I saw the tracker, I figured you'd come right away. Sorry about that. This place is used for cold storage, so the temperature will weaken the signal. Plus, we had to make a short pit stop somewhere. Where? Cold storage? No wonder it felt so cold in here. Yep. I guess they figured this was the best place to jam any possible tracking signals. Wait, what tracker? Check the inside of your sleeve. I feel the handshake. When Viper gave us a handshake earlier. Holy shit, that's when she planted it. Man, you sly devil, you. I feel along the inside of my sleeve. I detach a small cube, no bigger than my pinky nail. When you gave me that little boost earlier, remember? What boost? Now, it was a signal of our trust and commitment. How about a handshake? That? Remember now? We were escorting you through the outer rim. We had to take certain precautions. And what do you know? It helped us find you. Sure, but I know I technically failed to protect you as I'd promised. But I did come and save you, so we're good, right? Good? I don't really get what you mean, but Commander is good. Yeah, sure. Thanks for saving me. Don't mention it. Oh, and by the way, we caught the guy who did this. You did? Yeah, that pit stop I mentioned earlier. We went and caught him. He'd actually been upstairs eavesdropping on us. We subdued him though. Wanna see? Yeah, I'll come too. You sure? It might be dangerous. Maybe you should wait outside with Jackal. I'd like to hear what he says. I'm involved in this too, after all. I want to know why he did it. Sure. Then let's go together. With Viper and Jackal leading the way, we go upstairs. A man is there, bound to a pillar and gagged. He glares at us. Viper, can you remove the gag? Yeah, okay. Viper approaches the man and removes the gag. What are you even doing that for? You should just kill me. It's been a while. Melon. You got a good memory for a traitor. Didn't know you were still alive. Last time I looked for you, I couldn't find you anywhere. So, I thought you were dead. Why would I show my face to a central government lapdog? You'd only try and get me to quit having any ascension anyway. Why did you do this? Because I resent you. I couldn't believe you'd become a government lapdog. You were our boss. Why didn't you die back then? During the attack on the Ark, you should have just let yourself get blown up along with that surface elevator. You don't have to listen to this, EH. Yeah, there's nothing here that you haven't already heard. It's fine. If you just died. If you died without becoming a Nikke, I wouldn't feel so betrayed. Someone had to take responsibility. You lived through it too. You saw for yourself the horror we inflicted in the name of terrorism. But no matter how it starts, no matter who incites it, no matter what the justification, as soon as the wrong methods are used, the message loses all meaning. The name can be branded into history, but our cause lost all its legitimacy. We dressed them up under the name of a human rights movement, but all those terrorist attacks were nothing more than violent crimes. Crimes that brought death and destruction on a whole lot of innocent people. We can realize that we were wrong and regret it all we want, but there's no changing the wrongs we committed. It doesn't ease the pain that the victims suffered. There needs to be someone. Has to atone. Who has to atone? Because pain and sin don't ever go away. EH. All those crimes we committed were in the name of heavenly ascension, so I thought it was only right that I take responsibility for them. Atone, huh? All by yourself? Yeah. I'm the one who started it all. Hmm? I'm the one who founded Heavenly Ascension, who failed to stop Crow and the hardliners, and who ultimately decided to go to that meeting where so many of our people died. It was all me. I realized that since I'm the one who started all this, I should be the one to end it. But by the time I made that decision, my body was already dying. That's the reason I became a Nikke. I wanted to have more time to atone for what we did. I think you should move on too. In that case, let me ask you one last question. In your entire life, has there ever been a time, even just once, when you regretted coming to the Outer Rim, instead of taking over Elysium? Did you hear us talking? Just answer the question. Do you regret it? I have more regrets than I can count, but coming to the Outer Rim has never been one of them. I swear it. You should leave Heavenly Ascension. Admit that what we did was wrong, and cast off your past life. That's the price you have to pay. No. Melon. You're a traitor and a hypocrite. I'll carry my share of sin with me. What? Oh. Another bomb? Or was he hiding the detonator? Uh-oh. We'll never be making it to heaven anyway. So I'll see you in hell along with the others, boss. Everyone get back! Melon! Light is alright. Heavenly Ascension! Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. Dude. I guess he just decided to blow himself up. God damn.
指揮官、邪魔者は排除しました。デートの続きを楽しみましょう。
When the smoke from the blast clears, we hurry to where Melon had been. But only debris from the explosion remains. For a brief moment, EH stares silently at the remains. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Let's get going. I'll take you outside. Okay. Following EH's lead, we walk toward the Outer Rim barrier. Viper? Boss? Commander? What's wrong? Why is everyone so quiet? Are you hungry or something? I'm hungry too. Commander, want to eat before we go? Oh, for goodness sake, Jackal. I'll buy you some food later, so just wait for now, okay? Yeah, Jackal starts sniffing and moves towards a box in the corner. What is it? Is there something there? Smells like gunpowder. Boss, is this dangerous? Jackal lifts a small stick from inside the box. That's a sparkler. A sparkly? Do you blow it up? EH takes the sparkler from Jackal. It's a sparkler. You light it like this. EH lights the tip. A bright light begins to burst from the tip of the sparkler. This is so cute. Look at them all. Jackal's so cute, so stupid. I know, she has one brain cell and I fucking love it. Jackal is fucking adorable and just she is literally like a dog. She's named after basically a dog, Jackal, you know, but she has like a one-track mindset and she's fucking great. And it shines like this. Wow, that's so pretty. Commander, Viper, look, it's so pretty. Yeah, you're right. It's very pretty. Never thought I'd see one of these in the Outer Rim. Yeah, it really is pretty. EH stares at the sparkler intently. her gaze filled with both nostalgia and regret. These are the only fireworks you should be lighting. I want to hold one too. I want to light it. Jackal grabs a handful of sparklers and runs off. Wait, Jackal, lighting that many is dangerous. Viper runs after her. Hex. Yeah. If I ever get blinded again while chasing after the light and end up setting fire to something that isn't meant to burn, will you stop me no matter what it takes? I'm sorry. That's a lot to ask. I don't think that day will ever come. I'm positive you won't forget what you're atoning for. As such, I'm not gonna agree to stop you. Instead, I pick up a sparkler and touch the tip to the one in EH's hand. I'll watch and support you as you atone, so that someday you'll finally have atoned for everything and be free. In the shimmering light, EH gives a small smile. That's more than enough. Enter heaven, end. Well, it's not really the end. We still have the epilogue next week, but I like this, man, because I really like EH. She looks great. Her voice is amazing. Also, her character is like really cool. So it was nice to be able to like learn about her backstory. Also, banger soundtrack for the event. Yeah, I like it. I really like EH. So it was nice learning more of her backstory. I think it's really interesting that her and Ingrid are half sisters. I wonder how Elysian would have been today if EH had ended up taking the mantle of CEO. I wonder how things would be. But yeah, I guess we'll look forward to next week for the epilogue.